Whoa, I cannot believe you guys all said that. You guys called me out and called me a stock whore. Wait, what? What did you say? I'm a stock what? A stock whore? Oh, you guys are saying I'm a stock hoarder. Stock hoarder, I got it. Well, I'm honestly not sure that's any better, and they both describe the same problem. Now, we might all really like having a lot of stocks, but there is a major problem with being a stock hoarder, so let's discuss that and what you can do about it. So please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe because it really does help the channel out, and because I don't run ads in the middle of my videos or have any sponsors, and I don't dance on TikTok even though I have one now. Alright, so this is a topic that has been flying around in our Discord for the past few weeks, and I was asked on one of our live streams about my holdings. First, I didn't know the answer right off the top of my head, which is sad, and I know that. Then I realized I had some I hadn't looked at in years. So I went after the live stream was over and checked my list of stocks I own, and I had 33 stocks on that list. And it gets better. There's an additional 6 stocks on my watch list that I'm looking to add to my portfolio, along with the 17 stocks I already own, and am looking to add more to my positions that are on my watch list as well. And yes, if you join the Market Insiders, you get access to my complete watch list and price targets, plus 4 courses, all the live streams, and a ton more we will discuss at the end. But you can clearly tell that I am a stock hoarder, which I have a method for handling this we will get to in just a second. But for most of you, it will eventually be deadly to your portfolio for one simple reason. It is impossible to keep up with 33 companies, much less more than that. Full due diligence on a company can take a few weeks to do, sometimes longer. I mean, I took almost 2 months with Coinbase, for example, because it was so unique. It's really hard to read one 10K as a new investor, much less 33. Do you know how many hours of earnings calls you need to listen to if you own 33 stocks? The answer is way over 70 hours worth every quarter. And then there's poring over the numbers reported and analyzing those numbers. Then there's analyzing competitors, which can take just as long as analyzing the company you want to buy. And then sometimes you realize the competitor is actually the better company, and sometimes it's also at a better valuation, so you gotta switch it up. And remember, this isn't a one-time thing, it's constantly happening. And before you know it, you are so overwhelmed by the sheer amount of volume you have to keep up with that you end up blindly following YouTubers and other people's advices or opinions on the stocks instead of making your own determinations. They don't know your plan, your risk tolerance, or your situation. Now, I'm not saying getting other people's opinions is bad, but using it as a shortcut because there's too much work is a way to quickly get burned. Now, I know some of you have the capacity, desire, and are really crazy enough to keep up with 50 different stocks, but it's not sustainable for the vast majority of us. So this is how I handle having so many stocks, and why it's actually quite easy for me to be a stock hoarder. Stock hoarder, I hope I'm saying that right. Does that sound right? Okay, anyways, first, I did not accumulate 33 stocks over the past year or two. These were accumulated over 20 years. I made the mistake of selling a few $1,000s of Apple stock a long time ago, video right up here if you want to know my shame there. But after feeling the sting of making a few $1,000s instead of the almost $1 million I would have had today if I would have just held those shares, I kind of went the other way and pretty much don't sell anything. But the good news is, I bought a lot of large cap solid companies a long time ago, and I've honestly put them in portfolios and never looked at them again. You always hear people say, buy great stocks with high conviction and put them in a filing cabinet and then look again in 5 years, and I've honestly kind of done that with almost half of my portfolio. Nothing genius, nothing great, just something that I read and then did. So the number of stocks I'm really tracking is around 15 or so, which is much more manageable. If you buy a stock that fits that category, but you cannot resist looking at it every day, then in order to effectively manage it, you may need to use this second way of handling your stock hoarding tendencies, and that is to just simply thin the herd. The reality is there is literally hundreds of great stocks, but unless you have $100 million, there is no way to meaningfully invest in all of them, much less do all the research that's required. We had a member who joined who will remain anonymous, but had over 125 stocks in their portfolio at the time of joining. Now, I'm proud to say he has put in a lot of hard work and has trimmed that down to under 15 now, but I think many of you are in a similar boat like he was before, and I totally understand why. We all get excited about a company or a sector like EVs last year, and you end up owning 10 to 15 to 20 EV plays, really honestly, not even on purpose, it just ends up happening. I found myself having more EV plays than I wanted last year because there were so many exciting possibilities and companies coming out. But I knew I could not manage all of them, and a lot were actually speculative. For example, when my Hyliion shares got to around 50 bucks, I knew it was time to sell, and it honestly hurt me. I love the company, I love the management and the business model, but there was no justification for that kind of run up, and I just quite frankly had too many EV stocks. So I sold Hyliion even though I didn't want to trim my herd. And finally, you need to just focus on your highest conviction plays. Now we will get to speculative plays here in just a second, hang tight, there is a place for them. But you only have so much time in a day, a week, and a month to dedicate to studying, doing due diligence, and all that good stuff. You want that effort put towards your highest conviction plays, not the latest flavor of the month that could 10x. That is where you're going to find your great long-term plays, and we all saw in the spring when the Dow and the S&P were busy making all-time highs, speculative stocks were busy losing 40, 50%, some of them even 80% or more at the same time while those all-time highs were being made. And if your high conviction plays did get beaten down, if you were not spread so thin, you would have been able to do the analysis to know that the beatdown was actually an incredible gift to buy a high conviction stock at a huge discount. Now, I'm not against buying speculative stocks at all. I actually own a few. But if your portfolio consists of 30 stocks and half of those stocks are spec plays, you might want to consider trimming that down a bit. But do not do so without a plan. Take the time and decide what you want to keep, what you want to sell, and then plan your exit for each position. So hopefully that helps all you stock hoarders out there that are like me. And if you don't know how to plan your exit out of a stock, or you don't know how to create a plan or value a stock, we can help you with your planning, as there is a course in the Market Insiders private group dedicated to that, along with creating an infinite money loop and other courses available as well, along with live weekly Q&As where you can ask me absolutely anything, an incredible Discord group, tons of exclusive videos, downloads, and more, all for the price of a meal for two at McDonald's. Just consider it a cheap date that will pay off for a long time to come. So check that out, it's the first link in the description. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.